The distress signal had been repeating for 3 cycles when the Galactic Council finally decoded it. The Zeltharians, a peaceful species of crystalline beings from the Andromeda sector, were under siege by the Cravathi swarm, a ruthless hive-mind collective that consumed entire star systems for resources. Ambassador Bella stood before the holographic display in the war room of the UES Prometheus, studying the tactical data with cold precision. Her dark eyes traced the invasion patterns, calculating trajectories and fleet positions with the kind of calm that unnerved most alien species. Beside her, Commander Jackson reviewed troop deployments, his scarred hands moving across the interface with practiced efficiency. "They're asking for mediators," Bella said, her voice carrying across the bridge. "The Council wants us to negotiate a ceasefire." Jackson let out a harsh laugh. "Negotiate?" "The Cravathi don't negotiate. They consume." The rest of the bridge crew, humans all, remained silent. They knew what was coming. Earth had been invited to join the Galactic Council only 5 standard years ago, and in that time, the other species had learned something terrifying about humanity. They came from a death world. Earth, with its crushing gravity, violent weather, aggressive predators, and disease-ridden environment, had forged humanity into something the galaxy had never seen, where other species evolved for cooperation and peace. Humans evolved for survival against impossible odds. The Council had thought they were welcoming diplomats and scholars. They got soldiers instead. "Ma'am, the Zeltharian homeworld has 48 hours before the Cravathi breach their atmospheric shields," reported Lieutenant Chen from the communications station. "Their military has already been decimated. They're begging for help." Bella turned to Jackson, and something passed between them. An understanding born from years of service together, from battles fought in the outer colonies against pirates and insurgents. The Council wanted peace. The Zeltharians needed mercy. Humanity would bring both, in the only language the Cravathi understood. "Sound general quarters," Bella ordered. "Spin up the fleet. All ships to battle stations." The Prometheus shuddered as its massive fusion drives ignited. Around it, the 3rd Expeditionary Fleet came alive. 37 warships built not for exploration but for war. Humanity had learned the lessons of history well. Peace required strength, and mercy required the ability to deliver justice. Jackson moved to the tactical station, his voice carrying the weight of command. "All ships, this is actual. We're going loud and fast. The Cravathi want to hunt? Let's show them what apex predators look like." The fleet tore through subspace like knives through silk, covering distances that would take other species weeks in mere hours. Human ships didn't coast. They burned, pushing their crews to the edge of endurance with accelerations that would liquefy most alien species. But humans, with their robust skeletal structure and cardiovascular systems evolved for pursuit hunting, could take it. When they emerged at the Zeltharian homeworld, the Cravathi were already in orbit, hundreds of organic bioships pulsing with bioluminescent patterns, their tentacles wrapped around orbital stations as they drained them of resources. "They've detected us," Chen reported. "Cravathi fleet is turning to engage. Ma'am, they're laughing at us." Audio coming through. The bridge speakers crackled with a chittering hissing sound that the translators rendered as, "More meat arrives. More worlds to feed the swarm." Bella's expression didn't change. "Open a channel. All frequencies." The view screen shifted, showing the writhing mass of the Cravathi Hive Queen's vessel, a grotesque cathedral of flesh and chitin. "This is Ambassador Bella of the United Earth ship Prometheus," she said, her voice cold as vacuum. "You were not invited to this system. You will withdraw immediately, or we will remove you." The Hive Queen's laughter was like breaking glass. "You cannot remove us, soft thing. We are Legion. We are eternal. We will consume your worlds as we consume all worlds." Bella glanced at Jackson, who nodded once. "Wrong answer," she said softly and cut the channel. Jackson's voice boomed across the fleet channel. "All ships, weapons free. Engage at will. Show them why we're called Deathworlders." The human fleet struck like a hammer on an anvil. Railguns launched tungsten penetrators at relativistic speeds, punching through bioships like paper. Nuclear-tipped missiles detonated in carefully calculated patterns, their electromagnetic pulses disrupting the Cravathi's organic neural networks. And then came the kinetic kill vehicles, simple, elegant, terrifying, chunks of metal accelerated to a significant fraction of light speed. The Cravathi had numbers. Humanity had physics. Where the Kravathi expected prey, they found predators. Where they expected fear, they found fury. The humans didn't just fight. They hunted, coordinating with a precision that spoke of millions of years stalking prey across African plains, of pack tactics refined through countless generations. Jackson directed the battle like a conductor leading an orchestra of destruction. Frigates harried the flanks, destroyers punched through the center, and the Prometheus itself tore into the Hive Queen's vessel with its spinal-mounted particle cannon, a weapon that channeled the power of a small star. "The Zeltharians are hailing us," Chen reported, her voice tight with emotion. "They're asking how we're doing this. Their sensors show our ships taking damage that should have destroyed us." Bella allowed herself a thin smile. "Tell them it's because we don't break easy. Tell them it's because we come from a world that tried to kill us for millions of years and we're still here." The battle lasted 4 hours. When it was over, the Kravathi fleet was debris, scattering across the system like cosmic dust. The Hive Queen's ship drifted, broken and silent, its bioluminescence fading to black. Jackson wiped sweat from his brow, his uniform torn from where a console had exploded during a Kravathi counterattack. "Casualty report?" 37 wounded, 5 dead, came the response. "All ships operational." Bella closed her eyes briefly, honoring the fallen, then opened them again. "Send medical teams to the Zeltharian surface. Begin humanitarian operations. And someone get the Galactic Council on the line. I have a report to file." When the Council's representatives appeared on the view screen, a dozen different species, all looking stunned, the head counselor, a flowing energy being called Morpheus, spoke first. "Ambassador Bella, we sent you to mediate." "We did," Bella replied calmly. "We mediated between the Zeltharians and extinction. The Kravathi declined to participate in further negotiations." "You destroyed an entire fleet." "They were given a chance to withdraw. They chose consumption over coexistence." Bella leaned forward, her eyes hard. "You invited humanity to join the galactic community. We accepted. But understand this. We will not stand by while innocent species are slaughtered. We've seen too much of that in our own history. We know where it leads." Jackson stepped beside her, his presence a silent wall of resolve. "You called us Deathworlders like it was a curse. Maybe it is. But right now the Zeltharians are alive because of it." The council chambers fell silent. In the background, reports were already flooding in. The Zeltharians weren't just grateful, they were in awe. Humanity had done in hours what the council had failed to do in cycles. Morpheus finally spoke, its voice thoughtful. Perhaps we have misunderstood the purpose of strength." Bella's expression softened slightly. "Strength without compassion is tyranny. But compassion without strength is just good intentions. We came to help. We brought war because that's what was needed. Next time, maybe we'll bring peace." "And if war is needed again?" another counselor asked. Jackson and Bella exchanged a glance, and Jackson's scarred face split into a predator's grin. "Then heaven help whoever stands against us," he said. "Because we're from Earth and we never learned how to quit." The transmission ended, and the human fleet began recovery operations, pulling survivors from wreckage, delivering medical supplies, rebuilding what the Kravathi had destroyed. They had come as warriors, but they would leave as guardians. In the void of space, the Prometheus hung like a promise, that humanity would answer the call, that the Deathworlders would protect those who couldn't protect themselves. They had begged for help. Humanity brought war, and in doing so brought hope.